3.
University, we are delighted to see you all, to have you around in such a big number on an event that was called on short notice. We are also very, very much honored to host one of the top icons that we know in Africa, one of the famous and well-known Pan-Africanists, a man who carries Africa in his heart, and he has dedicated his life to serving Africa. And I'm talking to none other than Bishop Joshua Marala III Maponga. Sir, welcome to Victoria University. Let me take this opportunity to also add that every time I have consistently watched you on YouTube, you have been my teacher in your absence, and I have learned so much from you, and I am glad that when it comes to education, you speaking about education, we align so much. And I am also delighted that for at least the first time, we have a person who is not Ugandan, but a Ugandan by the mere fact that he's African, who is going to speak the same language I always tell Ugandans about education. It is very, very important that we redefine the education that works for us. It is very, very important that we work and nurture and develop an Africa that really looks like us and serves us and knows our needs. That's why when we had an opportunity to host him here at Victoria University, we were really delighted to take it, and I am glad that Bishop, you accepted our invitation. Let me take also the opportunity to thank my brother Andrew, who is the leader. Andrew is here. I'll just give him a minute. When I conclude, I'll give him a minute. I'll give a minute to speak to you very, very briefly, and I will give him the opportunity as well to call on Bishop Maponga III on stage. Andrew is the leader of the Pan-African organization that we have, the Pan-African Pyramid that we have in Uganda, and we'll have the opportunity to really request them to launch this organization in our university today. So ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you one simple thing. It is one thing to be motivated to do things. This gentleman that is going to speak to you is not just motivated. He is committed to a continent that works for us as Africans. The same way we should be very much committed to doing everything we do. So passion alone, what I have learned from him, it is not just enough. But commitment, the drive that you have to achieve something, is something that will take you very far. And you're going to learn this from him today. You not only learn commitment, drive, but resilience to really go for what you think is right until you achieve that. I always tell people that for us, we have gotten the opportunity to stand on the shoulders of our giants, the ancestors, or anyone who has done great.
Ladies and gentlemen, I take this opportunity to thank you so much for allowing us to come here to be with you. I request you to give a round of applause to the leadership of Victoria University. In the left, in the table one, Professor Lawrence Muganga. Thank you so much. My name is Andrew Ilumba Katusare Adeni. I am a Pan-Africanist. I am an investigative journalist. I come to newspapers online, the Spy Uganda and Detective UC. I am the president of the Independent Online Journalists Association in Lodza, an association that manages the online media. I am the managing director of Giant Industries Uganda Limited. That's a small company that manufactures some products here. It's my singular honor, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome our brother in Uganda, Bishop Joshua Marara III Maponga. Give him a very big round of applause. And I'd like to thank you for accepting to come to Uganda and be our keynote speaker on the just concluded Pan-African Pyramid Global Awards, the 6th edition. I also take the opportunity to recognize his spiritual leader, his mentor. Bishop Maponga was actually mentored online by Jaja Senoga from Mengo Kingdom. Jaja, if you could stand up so that I see you. The words that you're seeing that you're loving from Bishop Maponga, his mentor is here, but people didn't know. In our Pan-Africanism, we do not blow our own trumpet, so we are always, in the background. So you don't know him, and that's what we intend. It's intentional. We actually do not blow our trumpets. It's our works that normally speak up, not us. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to use 2 minutes because Bishop Maponga, by 1 p.m., he should be on the ferry to the Sese Islands. We are making a pilgrimage for him to find his ancestors. They are here, so we are finding them, and it is just taking him through. Yesterday we were in Assessor Zone, and today we are taking the Sese Islands. So I will not speak a lot, and I will ask him also use the available time very equitably. But I cannot leave this platform without speaking about education, because we are at a university, isn't it? We are not in the marketplace, we are at the university, isn't it? I am glad that I'm standing here with my friend Lawrence Muganga, where we actually both agree. And that's why we awarded him. We awarded him specifically for agreeing with the Pan-Africanism that education, the African education, should be that education that helps to solve the African problems. Education is not the paperwork that you receive from here, you guys. Education must be transferred from your paper to your brain. If it cannot be transferred and then it transforms you, that's not education. Rubbish. So the education, our systems here, these colonial systems that they left with us many years ago, and they are still supervising them. That education, rubbish. Go with the education system that Professor Lawrence Muganga is trying to implement here. Adopt it. Some of these people weigh and gauge African understanding based on the paperwork that they want us to do classroom work. You are saying that you're going to weigh the power, the strength of a frog by its ability to climb the tree. No. You are saying that if a buffalo does not climb the tree as fast as a monkey, that buffalo is weak. You bring it down. Come down and wrestle it down. So, we don't want to be measured around your colonial mentality education that you brought to us, and then you start saying, this one is hopeless, this one is okay. No. Let's be measured by our abilities depending on who we are. We are Africans. I know that each one of us has got an ability, has got a special gift. That is the gift that Professor Muganga through his education is trying to identify. After identifying that gift, then you nurture it, and you go and be perfect in that which God gave you. Are we together? Are we? They are not around. I'm speaking to myself. Are we together? Are we together? I don't think. Are we together, guys?
Yes.
Africans must be powerful. Africans must be loud. So this is early morning. You must have some motivation. So the point is, let's adopt the education that is based on our abilities, not on their. I don't hear them. Not on their. I don't think Bishop Maponga, I take you back. You're not going to speak here. Yeah? Maponga cannot speak to this audience. I want to hear you. I want to hear you. Let us have the education that answers our problems as Africa, not the education that they designed for us. Are we together?
Yes.
Okay. They are starting to come. Okay, now, after we agree, every African should take up the mantle. You must free your mind. You must free your mind. You must know that the system they left for you in the education, the system they left for you in the politics of the Africa. Politics, I'm using the word politics. There is no politics in Africa. There is no politics. Politics must be for the people, by the people. This one is for somebody else. It's not ours. So that's a game. And so it's politics. Are we together? So we must not adopt their games because you cannot be smarter than them in their own game. We must disrupt it. Disrupt it. If it's food they've been eating, come and step on it, step in the plate, and they will ask why. When they ask why, you say, I am not understanding, guys. I want to tell you on the table when I'm not understanding. Then we shall discuss. Otherwise, if you allow them, that you train them in their own game, you're not going to be better. You can never. So ladies and gentlemen, what brings us here today is to ask you to start the mantle and pick up the fight. Let's fight for Africa. Africa is not third world. It is them who want to project you and put you in that cocoon that you are third world so that you become inferior. You become inferior. You look at him as your savior. He's coming from the first world, so I am the third world. So it means he's better than me. So it means he's going to provide for me. Actually, we are the ones providing for them. We can live without Europe. We can live without America. They can't live without us. They cannot. They can't. Congo is not the poorest country in the world. Congo is the richest country in. I am not hearing you. Congo is the richest country in. Have you had breakfast? Yes. Okay. I was going to accuse Professor Blanda for bringing very hungry people here. So now you have exonerated him. So, the point is, please, do not accept anything they tell you unless you have evaluated that it is correct. If it's not correct, refuse from that moment. If it's food, stay with it. Let all of us stop eating and we discuss. We agree. That's how we are going to disrupt this exploitation of African resources, of African brains. Most of you are studying after graduating. All of you are scampering. I find, even last time when I was speaking, Professor Bishop Maponga at night, I found young girls lying down at the airport. Going to do what? Become house girls. And you ask them, they have a degree. They have degrees. They forced our forefathers by chains. They chained them up. They beat them in the back. They forced them to cross, to go and be their slaves. You guys are even paying for your own transport. Are you stupid? Are you stupid? You are paying your own money to go there and become their slave. At least our forefathers were forced. You are paying. I am not the main speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, I take this opportunity to invite our keynote speaker today, Bishop Joshua Malala Maponga for Zimbabwe. Give him a very big round of applause.
I would not start a conversation without recognizing the presence of Salomo Jaja, who has been very kind with Ugandan history to take me around the great continent, particularly Uganda in particular, being the center and the source of human life. The white educational systems will never celebrate our history, and the more they delete our history, the more they accept themselves. And every Ugandan needs to know that you are sitting at the center of human civilization. Humanity started right here, in the Great Lakes of Sesame. It would be totally illegal for you to enter university spaces and walk away with the polluted educational structure that glorifies the system that is vandalizing you. I will be very brief, but very abrupt in my conversations. So I ask you to put your worries aside, borrow your minds for a few minutes. You will hear what I'm saying, because I will not speak to your ears, I will speak to your spirit. In the silence of the night, the things I will say to you will be reminded to you, so that constantly it transforms the way you do life. In all my presentations, I always start here, put your hand on your head. Put your hand on your head. Yes, I was waiting for you. Say after me, this is how I think. I know you're educated, but you can speak louder than that. This is how I think. This is how I think. Yeah, some are still trying to look intellectual. It's an exercise. Put your hand on your head and say, this is how I think. This is how I think. It includes you also. This is how I think. This is how I think. Put your hand on your heart and say after me, this is how I feel. This is how I feel. Put your hand in your hand and say after me, this is how I do. This is how I do. One more time. This is how I think. This is how I think. This is how I feel. This is how I feel. This is how I do. There are only three things you must spend your life doing. You must spend your life thinking, collecting correct information, populating your mind with useful information. Your mind as your body needs a diet. And the diet of your mind is not WhatsApp and Facebook. The diet of your mind is education, correct education. And you will know what is in your brain by how much time you spend with what is in your eyes. When the lights are off, keep the door closed. Darkness is a way of escaping through your teeth. Inform your brain, then open your mind to speak. Know and speak. Apologies are a lifestyle of the foolish, who do first and then think later. Those who have thought through it first before they say it and do it can justify why they did it. Improve the quality of your education. Don't go to school and school does not go through you. You come to learn. And after you have studied, it doesn't mean that you are educated. Education only happens when you translate knowledge to action. When you translate information to activities, or else you end up as coconuts, brown on the outside and white on the inside. Collect correct information. After that, identify your passion. What is it that you really want to do in your life and what you want to do with your life? Don't come to school to study things that you are not interested in. Like our fathers did. They studied that, they are doing that. They studied that, they are doing that. That is us in our generation, because we were told you must be a policeman, you must be a doctor, you must be a teacher, you must be a nurse. And then we went to study nursing, but right now we are secretaries, we are business people, we are what? Go to your mother and your father if you think what I'm saying is irrelevant. Less than 10% of our parents are actually practicing in the fields which they studied. That's a fact. Because their passion was over there and their brains were over there. And your generation is fortunate because you can actually identify your passion. Then don't go to school to study other things. Go to school to study and improve your own passion. Ask me why. Ask me why. Why? Then you don't have to work the rest of your life. You do what you like to do. And the academic institutions can only assist you to become better at who you are and what you want to be. There are many people in offices and organizations who are highly stressed by their work. They are stressed because they are misaligned with who they are and what they enjoy doing. Don't be a nurse if you are afraid of blood, because you'll be seeing it every day. Don't be a policeman if you don't love people, because you beat them every day. Don't be a politician if you don't love developing a country, because you end up putting the economy of the country in your pocket. It's common sense. Because the profession that you are taking must not take you away from who you are. And it is true, ladies and gentlemen, that many of our leaders, politically, economically, religiously, and many other ways, they are there as a profession. They are not there as a passion. They are there to make a living, but they are not living their life. So what's the use of spending the rest of your life making a living and never enjoying the life itself? Connect, therefore, your information with your passion. That's not good enough. Then translate your passion into your action plan. So think about it, number one. Feel about it, number two. And then act about it. Only 3 H's. You can forget the rest of the stuff I will say today. If you can take those 3 H's with you, you have survived. That is the head, that is the heart, and that is the hand. That is the head, that is the heart, that is the hand. And you as a student must identify, where is my head? Information. Where is my heart? Passion. Where is my hand? Action. So you don't spend 4 years studying here and you go out of here with a CV looking for employment. Then your education is useless. Now, you didn't grasp it, so I will say it slowly. If the day you graduate here, you write a CV, you are uneducated. It simply means you've collected information, but that information is not towards your transformation. So I want to give you a model of education. Proper model of education. Please put it down. And Madam Secretary, can I do something that is irregular? Can I move you from there to there, and I move here? Because, and Judge, can I move you there, and I move the principal here? I want to address these 2 people very intentionally, because what I'm going to say will transform and change the face of this institution. If we are going to build institutions that will transform the future, they cannot be in the model of the colonial system that has destroyed us. So hear me very well, Honorable Secretary. You're going to take notes, but I'm happy that they're also recorded. After I'm done talking here, the 2 of you are going to sit in a room and revise this video and translate this video into a business plan. 2, 3, 4 years from now, when students come to this institution, they cannot find it the same way that I found it today. So here we go. Put on your thinking caps together. Before students come here to study, number one, they need to present a business case. Before a student is enrolled, they need to present a business case. What is a business case? A student must take off their shoes, go back to their village, go back to their compound, go back to their countryside, go back to their town, and walk the streets of their own environment for weeks on end, identifying the problems that are in that community. Follow carefully. So before you even study, you must ask the student, why are you here? And what are you looking for? The student must come to the classroom with a full identity of the issues that the community is involved in. That's a business case. Then we accept you, we enroll you into the classroom to find ways of identifying the problem and also solving that problem. Your study, therefore, is a process that must assist you to solve the problem which you have identified. Do that make sense? You don't come here, I want to study IT. I want to study IT. For what? For who? For the why. And if that problem is not in your community, the question is, where are you going to work? And how is your information and knowledge going to transform your community? So point number one, I want every student who comes here, they must have a business case, and on their graduation, we as an institution will call back that document and say, 4 years ago, you came with this problem. Now go out there and solve the problem. I'll take you through the process. So after identifying the problem, then your lecturers and your professors must assist you for the next 3 years, for the next 4 years to solve that problem. All your research papers, all your studies must be case studies that are related to the problem that you want to solve. You soak your mind in your issue for 4 years. I wish the bank was here. If a student has applied their minds for 4 years and they've done research for the past 4 years, they've done cases and etc. for 4 years, I tell you, if I was a banker, you can give that person a loan to start that business. They've applied their mind to it. Identify the problem, study through the problem. Network while you're at university. Network with stakeholders, funders, government institutions, non-government institutions, all the institutions that add value to the problem that you want to solve. Are we together? This is study. You have time in your hands to improve your vision so that you can meet your vision. Identify the problem, learn about the problem, network around the problem, find strategic partners who can assist you to solve this problem. By the time you graduate, you are a solution maker. You are not a problem in the community. Network is important. You will need accountants. That's where your accounting friend comes in. You will need IT. That's where your IT friend comes in. You will need a lawyer. That's where your lawyer friend comes in. You will need a producer, your manufacturer, your suppliers, and all these people are now coming to assist you to solve your problem. I'll give you a philosophical principle right there, which I use in my institution of Farmers of Thought, and it's called the whole world is conspiring towards my success. You didn't hear me? The whole is all of you who are here, you are here to help me achieve my objectives. So the airport at Kampala, at Entebbe, was built for me so that I can travel. Mercedes-Benz is manufacturing cars so that I can drive them. Those that are making aeroplanes so that I can fly. Those that are making clothes so that I can put them on. Those that are making microphones so that I can speak louder. Those that are making cell phones so that I can call people when I'm away. But the entire universe runs around me to make my life a better life. So don't look at people as if they are your enemies. If you don't know what to do with them, it's your problem. Because the day you identify their purpose in your life, your teacher is not your enemy. Ignorance is your problem. And your solutions are not there, they are over there. I feel like a preacher now. But if you got problems, the omnipotent God in heaven has placed your blessings in other people. Don't make it difficult to access them with your attitude, because your attitude will measure your altitude. So be consistent in understanding relations, because relations are the password to support. Am I going too far? Am I going too far and too fast? Relationships are access. That's the password to accessing support. So don't have an attitude that is horrible, that you become unteachable, you become uncontrollable, you become ungovernable, you become unassistable, if there is a word like that in English. People can't assist you, not because they can't assist you, but they are difficult to assist. Identify the problem, study the problem, network around the problem, find solutions around the problem, graduate with knowledge about your problem. When you graduate, walk back, take your degree and put it on a wall and go back to the same community that you started with and start thinking, how do you now implement that which you have started? You come back to us as a solution, not as a problem. Hey, we have 3,000 unemployed graduates. We have 16,000 unemployed teachers. We have so many unemployed. They are all certified. Where were they going? Who said we need teachers? Who said we need nurses? Because you thought, and you looked at the money, and say, if I study this and this and this, then I'll make money. Then you are misaligned altogether. You are going to study something, you become a nuisance to the government and a nuisance to yourself. Education, therefore, has to do with alignment. Education has to do with placing you in a space of support to improve your own country, to build the Africa that we want. We cannot build the Africa that we want with the tools of colonization that have brought us into this mess. We need a different quality of student. And the student that we want is the one that says, I will solve this problem. I will solve the water problem. I will solve the electricity problem. I will solve the road problem, infrastructure. I will solve the medical problem. I will solve the IT problem. I will solve the fashion problem. I will solve the entertainment problem. I will solve the food problem. I will solve this issue. And I am qualified, and I have studied, and I know. When I go back to my community, I am a solution, and I'm not a problem. There is no one within the reach of my voice this afternoon who must ever write a CV again. You didn't hear me well? Can I say that louder? Yes. All you need to do, don't write CVs. Improve your gift, who will find you. Oh. I'll make it nicer for everybody. You never go to the marketplace and find oranges and mangoes and bananas running on the market street saying, we're selling bananas, we're selling oranges. You never find trees that are carrying fruits running on the streets. Mangoes and bananas have learned to sit on the ground, sink their roots deep into the ground, produce the fruits. Those who want the fruits will come here. You got it? So don't run around advertising yourself. Improve what you can offer. Those who want what you have, they will come to you on your terms. And you constantly remain where you are to supply to the rest. So be focused. We say in English, the stone that rolls always develops no more, because it's always rubbing off. But the one that sits in one place is able to improve itself. I want to make a conclusion to my presentation by sharing with you the Ubuntu concept of how do we go from here. Number one, therefore, it's identity. What is it? Show me your 5 fingers. Show me your 5 fingers. Finger number one, what do we call that? Let's go together. Identity. What is it? Know who you are, where you're coming from, what are you made out of, which country do you come from, which tribe do you come from, which clan do you come from, what DNA is inside you, what are you good at. Some of you in your history, you are blacksmiths, you are cobblers, you are farmers, you are warriors, you are, everything else. But when you know your ancestry, you know your DNA. Young boys and girls, never marry a woman unless you've seen their grandfather's graves. Because what killed those grandfathers will kill you also. Someone says to you, I love you, say thank you very much for the offer. Can we take it further? Can you take me to your parents? I just want to see the graveyards. If they tell you he died at 25, he died at 40, he died at 16, he died at 32, you know the one you are looking at. If they go to 40, you are lucky. Because these things run in the blood. Are you with me? You ask what happened here? No, the auntie got divorced. This is the child of the aunt. This one, she got divorced. This is the other child. And this one, the other aunt got divorced. Good, and you are going to marry that girl. You better know. There's a tradition here that these girls don't stay in their homes. They make children and dump them back home here. They say in English, apples don't fall far from the... How loud can I say it? You study the history, you will be able to see the future. Maybe now you understand why I give myself the name. I am the watcher from the future, living with you in the present, with solutions from the past. I am the watcher from the future, living with you in the present, with solutions from the past. In other words, in me, the future and the past are present. So know your history. Identify your history. Identify yourself. Know from which tree you are cut from. What is it that makes you? What's your composition? Where are your grandfathers? Where are your grandmothers? Where are your uncles? Because when you understand this pool of people, the skills, the knowledge that they have is inherently inculcated into you. If you have a few uncles that are thieves and a few aunts that are prostitutes, then you know what to watch out for. Because the temptation is not very far from where you are. Now that's education of self. You didn't hear me? That is education of self. Because when you know your composition, you know how to deal with your strengths, and you know how to start handling your weaknesses. Hey, my grandfather was a drunkard. What do you call a drunkard? I had a word for drunkard yesterday. Mutamif. Grandfather Kimutamif. The father Kimutamif. You know that drunkenness is looking at you through your eyes and saying, will you belong here? And those that don't know that history have a temptation of falling back in the same problems where their parents and grandparents have been captured. Number two, engage. Identify, number one. Number two, engage. What must you do? Engage. You engage. Say something, do something. Engage, connect, network with other people that are flying in the same direction in which you are going. You cannot say you want to be a soccer player and all your friends are border drivers. You are going to end up as a border driver yourself. Link around people that add value to yourselves. How do you know that you don't have friends? You are stuck in Kasese. Your wallet is stolen and your phone is lost. And you have two people that you must call. And if you can't find those two people that you can call, then you don't have friends at all. How many times have you sat on your phone and you're in trouble? And you're scrolling like this. And you're trying to find that person that can help you. And every person that you go past, delete. Delete. I would rather have a cell phone that is 5 numbers. And those 5 numbers, I know. One of them is my mother. Mommy, I'm in trouble. What am I going to do about it? She can help me. The next one could be my father. Dad, I'm in trouble. The other one is my cousin or my brother. And the person I can ask something from, and I don't need to explain for what and for why. Because I know they're my interest at heart. So don't populate your phones with 3,000 contacts. And those contacts are worth nothing. Let your network improve your network. Identify. Number 2, engage. Number 3, commit to something. Commitment to something. If you fail to commit on anything, commit to yourself. Hello? Commit to yourself. You didn't hear me. Many of us are in a hurry to write contracts with everybody else, particularly young boys and girls, young ladies and gentlemen, when they want to get married. They can't wait to sign the marriage, to sign the marriage certificate, which takes them through the wedding. But after the wedding, they are not ready for the marriage itself. Because the wedding takes 1 day, marriage takes a lifetime. So commit, not to everything else, but also commit to yourself. You didn't hear me? Can I say that slowly? Yes. Have a contract with yourself. Promise yourself. Commit to yourself. What is it that you are going to do with you? To me, that's another level. You are not here because your mother and father can afford to pay for you to get here. You are not here because other people want you to be here. You must be here because you want to be here. And you have a commitment with yourself. And the commitment with yourself sets up an appointment with your destiny. You didn't hear me out there. You have an appointment with yourself. With yourself, not with your husband or wife or parents. You have an appointment with yourself at the age of 50. With yourself at the age of 70. With yourself at the age of 90. When you look back and say, are you ready to have that conversation with the older you? When you have not spoken to the younger you. You need this young mind to meet that old person and agree with that old person in advance that I am coming there. And when I see you, I'll be ready for you. This is past your husband, past your wife, past your children, past your grandchildren, then you can look back and say, I can close my eyes in peace. I've lived a beautiful life. And goodbye, world. I'll see you on the other side. Now that's satisfaction. People such as my Vice Chancellor here can look back and say, I have sent children through this institution. How many graduates every year? How many? 500. How old is the institution?
9 years.
9 years times 500.
That's 4,500.
He can stand up and say at his death that 4,000, if he should die today, he should say, I'm ready. 5,000 lives out there have gone through my hands. How many homes have I built? How many careers have I built? How many houses have I built? How many cars have I built? How many parliamentarians have I produced? How many offices, that and that? How much money is 5,000 people generating into the economy of Uganda right now? If I was him, if death looks at you today and say, let's go, you are ready to go. You see, those that have not yet achieved are afraid of death.
I'm ever ready.
Because they think that I will. And before they will, they're 8 years old and they still say, I will. I wish I was the prayer of a fool. Those that have understood principles of life, you should be ready at any day. If the undertaker comes to your house and says, Chief, we want to take you. You must take the undertaker and say, I'm ready. I was waiting for you last week. What took you so long? Because life is about satisfaction. Identify. Number 2. Engage. Number 3. What is it? Commit to something. Get yourself committed to something and commit to those things that are valuable, that can transform. Number 4, align. What must you do?
Align.
One more time. Align. Alignment speaks of connecting with those things, those paths, those skills, those bloods, the direction in which you want to move towards. So it's not just good to identify, etc. You need to align yourself and strategically position yourself for effectiveness. We will be foolish as your leaders and elders not to tell you, and this is what you're going to do also. At the beginning of every year, you are going to go to statistics office, the academic statistics, and find how many professions are there in terms of numbers that are unemployed. We will be foolish to reproduce more students in over-flooded. I don't know if I'm speaking like a government official now. We will be foolish to be taking another 2,000 students who are coming into an overpopulated career. That's where you come in as an academic institution. Hey, I want to do this, I want to do this. Hey, you may want to do that, my daughter, it's fine. But there are already 6,000 people out there who have the same qualification with you, and they are all not employed. They are all not working. What is it that you are going to do differently that will give you a cut above the rest? This is the problem of Africa. We photocopy fools and feed the market. Like in Zimbabwe, for example, not in a bad way. We have more lawyers than we have cases. More lawyers. Every second person you meet, I'm a lawyer. I'm a lawyer. I'm a lawyer. I'm a lawyer. So how many criminals do we have? In fact, the lawyers have become the criminals themselves. So we'll need a chart that gives a student a rough graphic, a demographic chart that says, okay, this is there, we need more here, we need more here. And remember, when you enter into spaces of rare skills, your value always goes up. A general practitioner heals everybody. Because he treats the head, You have a problem, tooth, yeah, they treat. You have a back problem, they treat. Sometimes they just give you Panadol and aspirin. They hope that you get yourself sorted out. Everything, they treat everything. Wonka, zonka, everything. They treat everything. And they get paid less. Then you get to another level where you say, I am only going to do ear, mouth, and nose. Yeah? And you're becoming a specialist. Are you with me there? Yeah. Then the price also? Then you say, no, this is too much work here. I'm only going to specialize in the nose. The price then leaps even better. Then finally you say, no, I'm only going to be dealing with the senses inside the nose. You see? Now you can afford to be flown to Dubai, to Europe as a specialist. You see less patients and you charge. Why? Because when you specialize, your value. So don't be a generalist who treats everything. 500 patients waiting for you. We come back home, I'm tired. Work was heavy and I'm tired. Maybe sometimes when you sweat too much, it means that your brain is not working. Specialize, commit, align, and the last one, initiate. What must you do? Initiate. What must you do? Initiate. Initiate. You've committed to the process. Initiate yourself. Discipline yourself on a path that you are going to run through. I'm sorry to say this to everybody. Unfortunately, many of us are initiated into churches. We don't even know where heaven is. But we want to go there so badly. Even the one talking about heaven does not know also where it is. And he's selling this thing that is hanging in the air. Hear me as a good preacher. If God wanted us in heaven, then why did he create us on earth? Now it's a big business to kill us and resurrect us and transport us and bring us back again to earth. No. We are here for now. Where are we? Here. Where are we? Here. The passage I will leave with you. Occupy till I come. What does it do? Occupy till I come. Find levels of commitment. Find levels of engagement. Find time to align. This is how I want you to think. This is how I want you to feel. This is how I want you to do it. I thank you.
Called Fire and Geological Study Group. From when I listen to you, I've listened to your videos before. I would feel that I shouldn't stop listening. My question is, how does Africa raise more of the Mapongas so that we can be able to transform Africa that we need?
You must go to school to study what you have and go back and make value and add value on what you have. So you cannot go to school to study how many legs does a grasshopper have when you have platinum underneath your house. So every system must introduce its students to its resources. Then you can go back and beneficiate on them. So we have a disjoint between our education and our resources. Right now, you can find out what is the best thing Uganda is producing. And how many students are we producing who know what we have and how to improve it. You may find that our wealth and our education are not connected. That's why I'm sending you back to your village. So go and find out what is there before you come here to study. So that in your study, you can go back and create businesses that are relevant and connected to your resources. Life itself rotates around cultural appreciation. And all of us right now, we're looking like white people. We need tight jeans and ties and jackets. It's an economy. We need water and etc. We need tablets, we need medicine, So basically, if we don't understand that it is what we call the colonization of the African, where his entire life is being colonized. Even your plate of food, in some certain cases, is colonized. The quality of drinks that you drink are colonized. The clothes on your back are colonized. So I want you to maybe just imagine, in one day, from your shoes to your toothbrush, to your toilet paper, to your etc., and see how much money you actually supporting a culture that is not close to you. You may find that you are just being educated to go and support the same system that is colonizing you. The question is now, how do you find your own identity and start patronizing your own culture and create an economy around that culture? So this speaks to your pharmaceuticals. Can we find traditional medicines that we can put on the shelves? Can we find traditional clothes we can put on the shelves? Can we find traditional engineering, architecture we can put on the clothes? Now you're looking for a house in Uganda. You're going to be looking for a Tuscan house. But who said square houses are healthier than round houses? Engineers are here. They've not gone back to the village and captured the technology of African designs and moved that into the engineering space and creating a new set of homes that have the same aesthetics as our culture. So you go to study their culture, and then you say you're professional. You're not professional. You become the colonizer, because now you're going to enforce what you think is the way the African must go. We need you as young people to go back to the past and harvest that knowledge system and create new models, new economies, new technologies of how Africa can preserve ourselves. Otherwise, the African child is an endangered species. After our generation is gone, most likely what we know will have disappeared with us. A babysitter for colonialism and capitalism. We need to look back into IKS, indigenous knowledge systems. We need to look back into our own African indigenous governance systems. How? There's a question. Did the Uganda kingdom build itself? What systems did they use to preserve themselves? How did the Great Zimbabwe build its empire? How did the Axiom and Abyssinia and Benin build their civilization? How did the Egyptians build their civilization? Were they democratic? Maybe we're just infatuated to think that with this new word called democracy. Look at Russia, look at Xi Jinping, look at North Korea, look at Rwanda, look at dictators, what they are doing. If what they are doing build the country, then who cares? And look at how many African countries are democratic. And in the midst of the democracy, look at the amount of democratic poverty. With the democracy, I don't want to get obsessed with these concepts as if they are something new. Democracy is one of the youngest in its Western construct, one of the youngest ways of governance. From the past where we are coming from, all we read about are kings and governors and generals who were running the country. And I think that is a more direct way, because when you have a king, you have a lifetime of money. This 5 years, 5 years, 5 years, you can never get anything done. How many years did it take to build your house? How many years did it take to build this university? If we were using democracy, would this place be here? So every 5 years, you must be changing horses, and you can never go anywhere. So in my own 2 cents worth, maybe this is part of the brainwashing that we do at school, that we are made to forget where we are coming from. And we think that what is coming from outside will give us liberty. But here we are, sitting in the midst of poverty, yet we are voting for it.
Thank you so much, Bishop. A round of applause for Bishop one more time, ladies and gentlemen. Let's now welcome the chairman, Pan-African Pyramids, to come and launch the Victoria University Pan-African Pyramid Club.
Ladies and gentlemen, like Bishop Maponga said, we need to plant the seed. So now we've spoken here, we are praying, but we want the message to continue here. So what we are doing here is we are leaving a seed so that it can germinate and produce more Mapongas here. So we are opening up a chapter here, Pan-African Pyramid, Victoria University chapter. And we are putting up a tentative leadership that will run for a year. And our chairman, Mr. Kamuntu, come here. Kamuntu is a member of Pan-African Pyramid and is a student here. So we are electing him, we are appointing him as the chairman for now, interim leadership. He will be assisted by your own president that you elected, Majori. Because she has not yet been initiated into Pan-Africanism, I want him to be mentored by him under here in this leadership. So when we come for election,
If it's better than Kamutu, then we can elect her. So without, let my team join here. Without further delay, I will invite Bishop Maponga to come and step up here. And then I will invite my able Vice Chancellor, Professor Lawrence Muganga, because Professor Lawrence Muganga, by default, is going to be our patron for this club here. By default, is going to be our patron. So I want them to be here. And then the Bishop will give this oath of allegiance to Kamuntu. Kamuntu says it. After saying it, you will say it in your presence, and then you confirm. This is Kamuntu.
I, Kamuntu Francis,
I, Kamuntu Francis,
being a student at Victoria University
being a student at the Victoria University
and a member of the Pan-African Pyramid,
and a member of Pan-African Pyramid,
do accept the responsibility to be the chairman
do accept the responsibility of being the chairman
of Pan-African Pyramid,
of Pan-African Pyramid,
Victoria University Chapter.
Victoria University Chapter.
So help me. What's the name of God in Uganda? So help me, Katon.
So help me, Jaja God.
Komnandi komoti, ngaba kova ngani.